Surprise, surprise, the markets drop. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions here with a super quick market update. We're going to get down to the details on what caused Nvidia to sell off 6.5%, losing billions of dollars in just a matter of minutes. I made $1,200 shorting this sell-off. It was a very quick trade. I ended up catching the lesser part of it, but that was after I announced it to my LPP team. Again, if you ever want to watch me trade live, if you ever want access to the most up-to-date updates of everything it is that I'm paying attention to, again, it's the second link in the description down below. You guys saw my video earlier today. It was just my opinion. Markets didn't have to retrace, but feel free to check it out. I talked about markets being overextended. There's a strong descending pattern on the 4-hour time frame. Markets were trying to recover because they're eager, but guess what? The problem that was causing markets to sell off is still not solved, right? So it's not rocket science. It's markets have no reason to recover. So surprise, surprise, markets are beginning to retrace, getting rejected, and we still have a long way to go. I want markets to drop. I want markets to crash even more. Deals, deals, deals. I want to load up cheaper. I want stocks and overall markets to be way cheaper than what they are right now. And yes, in the short term, I will short them as they sell off. But long term, I want to load up on them, right? The only people that freak out when markets pull on back are those that are over leveraged or did not prepare, right? And that's definitely not us. We've been preparing for this. I've made numerous videos about this, and this should be exciting, especially if you're a complete beginner. This is why, again, if you've never watched me trade live, I would encourage you to click that second link in the description and feel free to check it out. Not only do we talk about the trades that we're taking, but obviously there's so much opportunity that's beginning to present itself as markets become oversold and big deals begin to present themselves. But again, there's a lot more selling pressure that can follow, especially as we approach earnings. Like I showed you, made $1,200 on Nvidia, and on Tesla, I made $1,300. But at one point, I was down 4.7K as this thing was overbought, then quickly turned around and ended in the green. So a really nice recovery, and happy to end in the green with this given trade. That being said, what exactly happened today? Nvidia faces a $5.5 billion charge as U.S. restricts chip sales to China. So I don't know if the U.S. is trying to use this as a negotiating tactic against China, right? With all these tariffs that they're going back and forth against one another. Is this just another form of leverage that the U.S. is trying to have over China? It might be, it might not be. I do not know, but this is what we know so far. Nvidia on Tuesday said that it would take a $5.5 billion in charges after the U.S. limited exports of its H2O chip, artificial intelligence chip, to China, a key market for one of its most popular chips. So supposedly this chip is now restricted to be sold to China. Now there are ways around this, to my understanding, where in the US, they can be exported to another country that's not restricted, and then from that country, they can be exported directly to China. Supposedly, that's how the Blackwell chips actually got there when they weren't supposed to be there. Not sure if that's going to happen, not saying that it will. I'm just saying that supposedly there's ways around it. This H2O chip is currently NVIDIA's most advanced chip for sale in China, and it's the central of its efforts to stay engaged in China's booming AI industry. So again, this is a big part of NVIDIA's business. It works with companies like Tencent, Alibaba, and TikTok parent company ByteDance, ramping up its orders for the H2O chips due to its booming demand of low-cost AI models and startup DeepSeek. So again, it is a hit that NVIDIA is taking. Is this an overreaction? We'll see tomorrow. There's no reason to try to pretend that we can predict. All I'm saying is that I'm happy about it. Like, I'm not mad about this at all. I want to see how markets react tomorrow because NVIDIA has such a large market cap. Right as it closed, it sat at a $2.74 trillion market cap. So remember, that's not billion, that's trillion. Because of how big this company is, yes, overall markets drop significantly because of the impact and influence that NVIDIA has. SQQQ, like many of you guys heard me talk about today, is now up an additional 4.4%. It hit highs of $37 today, skyrocketing. Why? Well, again, NVIDIA sold off. NVIDIA has a lot of influence. As NVIDIA sells off, it brings down NASDAQ and S&P 500. And then as those sell offs, SQQ, being the triple leverage inverse ETF, goes up when NASDAQ markets go down. Very, very simple. And remember, markets were overbought. They were overbought and overextended based off of recent time frame on the recent patterns on the 4-hour time frame. So the markets had no reason to recover. So if you're freaking out, oh my God, I can't believe markets are dropping again, you shouldn't be surprised. Is this trade war over? No, right? Do we have a solution between the beef between the U.S. and China? No. And I believe that we will continue to see, as long as the negotiation is not settled, we will continue to see China and the US continue to try to hurt one another in the best way possible, right? That they know how. So is this a way that the US is trying to hurt China? I do believe so. I do believe that this is a form of leverage. And if they don't want to negotiate, or supposedly if they don't want to negotiate, then maybe this is a way that they can come to the table. Again, I'm taking this day by day, week by week. Two things that I'm focused on. I'm not afraid to short when markets are overbought in the short term, and I'm not afraid to short intraday, right? Making money as markets sell off. But long term, my focus is to get invested in good quality companies long term, to do it with a dollar amount that I can tolerate, and to not do it with margin, because things can continue to get worse before they get better. So again, if you're convincing yourself that markets have to recover, then that is your fault and your inability to accept that, again, this is going to be a journey. No reason to sprint to rushing into buying these stocks when, again, it might be a number of months, if not, what about years, possibly for markets to make a full recovery. But this is exciting. We're learning a lot along the way, and I'm happy to share and keep you guys up to date as I continue to learn more. So again, if you want to watch me trade live tomorrow, I know Nvidia is going to be a big focus for our team tomorrow, right at market open, and that's the second link in the description down below. If you have any further questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Feel free to comment down below. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.